Air signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your September tarot reading is ready. I'm Eleanor and welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. Your main theme for September is new exercise program. So before you freak out, this can mean so many things besides just a physical exercise routine. I mean, it could if that resonates for you, but this can refer to exercising your mind, your emotional intelligence, your communication skills, your courage, or even like exercising your rights. The overall point, though, it's about getting something moving that has been stagnant and returning the flow of energy in the area of life that this is indicating for you. The idea being that it's something that you wish that could be stronger, you could be stronger in or stronger about, the desire to strengthen something in your life. So what is that thing for you that has grown like atrophy, like weak from misuse? Hang on, I want to get that. Okay. How can you in September shake the dust off of it and start using it, start challenging and start boosting its power so that it can start to work for you? Keep in mind, though, the best way to do that is to push a little further each time, to be confronted by discomfort and then take one more step towards it. The growth that you're looking for is in that discomfort zone. So I have pulled a card from the Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi for each one of you. Aries, starting with Aries, it says, Musashi said, distinguish between gain and loss in worldly matters. And it says, actions have consequences. So this is addressing any resistance you might be feeling to this change suggested by the exercise card. And I think it's sort of redirecting the way that you might be thinking about it in terms of you might not be seeing that the payoff is worth the effort and then writing it off. What this is saying that if you just look at the payoff side of the balance sheet, you're not seeing the side of the balance sheet that shows the cost of not doing it. Like, let's use physical exercise just as an illustration. Getting moving and exercising a little bit might seem like high effort, low reward if you're not going to get buff or become a model. Probably true, but they want you to ask yourself the cost of not doing it. As you age, how will your health be affected? I mean, that's just an example, but like, don't just do the effort reward calculation. Do the effort cost of not doing it calculation as well. All right, so for Leo, you have Musashi said, immature strategy is the cause of grief. Immerse yourself in whatever you do. So for you, they're wanting you to choose something that you can go all in on. Leos are probably facing a bigger transformation or being asked to make the biggest change. So whatever it is that you're choosing to elevate to whatever degree possible, treat it like a full-time job. And the best way to do this is to not make it a slog. The idea is to be in flow state, to enjoy the journey and the process every bit as much, if not more, than the outcome. So it's something that you can't, if it's something that you can't find joy in, maybe that's not the thing. Because this is definitely a situation where you would benefit from following wherever your attention is already going, where you're already drawn to. That's a direction, a sign for you. Sagittarius, you have Musashi said, there is timing in everything. Timing and strategy cannot be mastered without a great deal of practice. Time is priceless. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. So you guys might have heard this message before and have been procrastinating on it for a while. This is sort of issuing a wake-up call that now is the time. That's for most of you, but for some of you, timing and or time appreciation might be part of what it is that you're choosing to exercise and elevate in your life. You could be exercising your skills of being more in the moment, being more present. You could be learning to budget and manage your time better. You could be training your intuition to recognize proper pacing in whatever it is that you're doing. And for someone specific, I feel like you're trying to get a better time on something, like a race or a test or something. You're trying to get a better time, whatever that means. So for something to let go or surrender in September, you have the High Priestess. So what I'm getting from this is to surrender some authority to your intuition. It's not always going to make sense. It won't always communicate to you in ways that you understand. You could get downloads and insights that really get in the way, actually, of where you thought you were going, and you'll do everything you can to dismiss them. But that alarm, it will never let you sleep until you do the thing. Oh, it's the ice cream man. Sorry. We're just going to flow with it, all right? It doesn't have to be explainable. The math could be flawless. And if your intuition doesn't accept it, there is a reason. And there's also something here about surrendering the idea that it has to be mystical or mystifying. Sometimes it is so basic that it speaks in binary. It can be the ick, sleeplessness, appetite changes, or it could be peace and softness. Yes, move towards it, no, move away from it. The larger reason, the why of it, that might remain hidden. It might always remain hidden, and that's okay. So for where you will see the most change, you have the Three of Pentacles. So you might see the most change in the areas that involve your interactions with others, particularly professionally. This might be job related. Situations in which you are a member of a team or a moving part in a group dynamic. So you could see shifts in the personnel that surround you. You could see your role in a group change or elevate. You could see improvements in your professional reputation, an increase in business, or an increase in the value attached to your name or your brand. If it's not regarding other people, it could be a project that you're working on could start to take shape and really look like the thing it's going to be. Kind of like, a concrete slab or foundation doesn't look like a house, but once that wood framing starts to reveal, it starts to go up, it reveals what's about to be built there. So you could start to see progress there. So for what will be your biggest obstacle, you have the Ten of Wands. There could be a lot of demands on your time and energy this month, especially Leo. If you're really immersing yourself in something that you're trying to grow, this could be a warning that it could get in the way of some of the more established commitments in your life, and to be mindful around that. For Sagittarius, it could be the other way around. You might feel like you have a million things to do and a million excuses to not take action on this change, and they might be saying to you that you never feel ready, you never feel like you have the time, and that you can handle it. For others, it might really have nothing to do with that new exercise routine card. It could be just that responsibilities and commitments could feel like a lot in this month. So for the best thing about the month, best thing about September, you have the Page of Cups. This is beautiful. And it could mean several different things. So we're going to start off with the it's someone outside of you interpretation. It could be increasing contact with or the introduction of someone who either had or someone awakens in you a childlike energy, a sense of wonder, someone who reignites your belief in magic and the unseen, someone genuine, someone sweet, someone who you'd feel tender towards and tenderness from. It could be, a lot of you, this could actually be a child that is giving you joy. Or it could be the beginning of a new romantic connection, the budding of feelings between the two of you, just that first glimmer of feeling. If it's an aspect of yourself, it could be indicating a spiritual awakening. I got this card a lot when I was first starting to be called to become a reader and having a lot of vivid dreams and synchronicities. This could also be part of a heart opening for a lot of you, which can happen when you are clearing stuck energy, like your theme suggests. It's also that feeling you get when you start to build a new relationship with your intuition and you're learning its ways of communicating with you. It's really a very sweet and exciting energy. So for your influence and impact on others, you have the Two of Pentacles. So you could be serving as like a counterweight or a counterbalance for someone or someone's. Like, okay, a very literal, just like as a metaphor, a literal metaphor is like when someone's trying to get a pallet jack out from under a pallet and it just keeps dragging it with it. So someone has to stand on the pallet to hold it down so then they can pull the jack free. It's a warehouse reference. So it's like your presence is necessary for the grounding of something else. For others, you could be someone help balancing their responsibilities or their to-dos. And a lot of you are the stabilizing factor for someone. Now, this is a short-term energy, so it's not something you're going to be locked into because it's not exactly sustainable. But for right now, the way it looks is you're sitting on the other side of someone else's seesaw, if that makes any sense. So for what opportunities you should be looking for, you have the Ten of Swords. So it is time for something to end. Okay. Just to be real here. Sagittarius, this could be something that has been hurting you for a long time, and it's time to put an end to that suffering, even if it stings in the moment. I don't know why I'm singling you out specifically, but just because of your theme about timing. As an opportunity, it could look like, for once, not trying to stop something that's been trying to end. Not that you have to end it, With that 10 of Wands as an obstacle, this makes perfect sense that one of those threads, one of those timelines or identities has to be laid to rest so you can move forward more freely and start something new. Like new. Now, just to be clear, this is not ending something that is good and healthy, something that is bringing you joy and happiness. This is something rotten. This is a source of anxiety and stress in your life that you already know has to go. And for whatever reason, it hasn't felt like the right time. And you might not have to do anything other than allow the ending and release the feeling of responsibility that you must prevent it. So, for what strength to leverage? What is your superpower right now? You have the Three of Wands. This is going to be your optimism and your ability to plan for the future. It's the knowledge that what is for you is on its way, even if you can't see it, especially with that Page of Cups. That's the belief in the unseen. It's your sense of expansion and, interestingly, ability to recognize when something is working, even if the signs are subtle. The Three of Wands, it can sometimes also be a card of liminal time, so it can indicate that patience is a superpower right now for you. It's not exactly like the Death card. It's not that strong, but it's like the ability to be in two worlds at once temporarily as one fades out and the new one fades in. To be in that kind of the discomfort of not being in one or the other, but to be in transition. And this is also your ability to take the messages from your intuition and turn them into action items. Like, sometimes we know in hindsight that we do something all along, but this is the power of foresight, which is honestly a little bit more useful. So for your self-care directive, you have the Three of Swords. This is pointing to addressing some unprocessed grief. This is a very heavy ask, and I usually mention the use of a therapist or a safe person or mental health services if you can access them anytime this card comes out. That is something I cannot do here. That's not what we do here. That's not even legal. Therapy. This could be indicated in that 10 of Wands as well as one more thing that you're carrying that you do not have to. And I know it's not Instagrammable, it's not Pinterest worthy, but grief work and processing out of painful emotions is part of self-care. Because until that's done, that old narrative can keep being overlaid over every new situation in your mind. See, this is not actually a card of emotion, but thought. The swords are your thoughts in your mind space. So the painful experiences of the past, they become torture devices that our own egos use to keep us safe. Oddly and unfortunately. And the way to be free of that is to disassemble that mechanism and unblock that energy. So that's what I have for you, fire signs. Much love, and I'll talk to you next month. Thank you.